What's up, family? Welcome to Ask the Mods.
Where we challenge you to stop playing and start pushing.
This right here is my sensational wife, for y'all know.
And this right here, this is my irritating husband. How you say?
Dang! That's how you going?
That's how you feel? All right. We're going to answer this question. Like the head, go.
I don't like the fact that you're feeling irritated right now, baby.
Well, you know why I'm irritated, because it was caused by you. And you know that you were rude. And you know what you can do to solve the problem. You haven't done it. So don't say that you're bothered. You're not. If you're bothered, you'd be bothered to action. So let's just pause for a minute. When you're not bothered to action, men, when you're not, you do this dumbness right here. Can I have a kiss? You all right, boo? What? You know exactly what it is. You know exactly what you know what you need to do, but you choose not to, and to say little comments like, "Are you gonna be okay? What's wrong?"
Do I sound like that?
That's how you sound in my head. Like, for real. Like, you know what the issue is. Address the issue. If you ain't got nothing to say that addresses the issue, keep your mouth shut. All right. Here we are.
You're funny.
You're funnier.
I love you, though.
So what? Okay, this question came in. I've been dating this guy for about a year and a half. Can you get up off my mouth right now?
I'd like to be a lip slap.
Well, stop. I've been dating this guy for about a year and a half. When we first got together, I asked him if he wanted any more children. I have 2 from a previous relationship, and he has 1. His child is about to start his last year of college, and my 2 are school age. He is 8 years older than me, and I'm 33. So that makes him 41. He is a wonderful father to his child and treats mine as if they were his own. My kids adore him. Lately, we've been talking about our future together, like moving in together and getting married. Okay, so in the past, when I brought up having another child, the answer he always gave was yes, no, I don't know, or something like that. Just 2 weeks ago, I asked him again, and now he is dead set on no more. We even sat in bed one night, and he told me he couldn't wait to experience pregnancy with me. I've always wanted another one, and this is heartbreaking to me. I have found my perfect man that has not only shown me love, but my kids as well. My question, and I know people can change their minds, but is it okay for him to kind of make this decision for me? I believe he would have told me if it weren't for me telling him we need to talk about it. Oh, I guess she's saying she believes he would just say like that's what it is, if she hadn't told him that this is something we need to talk about. So do I stay and accept his decision and possibly have my longing for another child turn into resentment down the line? Or do I leave and hope to find another perfect man that wants to have another child? What you think about that? That's a hard place to be in, I have to say.
Yeah, it's a difficult space, but, one thing that I want you to really internalize the fact that when somebody tells you something, believe him.
Mm-hmm.
If he's saying he doesn't want any children, then I would take that for face value. And of course he may change, and yes, he does have the right to change his mind. But you also have some rights too, being in this relationship. You have the right to decide whether or not you're going to stay or go. And so I know you're asking us the question as to whether or not you should stay or be in this relationship. And what I'll say is that if I were you, what I would do is I would establish a timeline. I would establish a time frame in which he has to at least be working towards some clarity. But if he's resolute on this answer, then you're resolute on your answer, then I would say, go ahead and this really isn't a relationship for you. But if there's any ambiguity when it comes to his answer, if there's some wavering, he's just, in a space of indecision, then that's what I would say, that you need to establish a time frame in which you need to have an answer, and then based off of that answer, make your decision. But right now, it seems like he's pretty clear. So if he's pretty clear, and you're clear that you want a child, and he's clear he won't be giving you a child, then I think you need to clearly get about the relationship.
Well. So this is the perfect opportunity to see just how perfect this man is and how perfect your relationship is, because this is a significant issue, and the way in which you all navigate dealing with this issue will be a good predictor of how you all will navigate other really significant issues in your relationship, whether you continue to date or you get married. And so what you should be looking for in terms of how you all process this is his ability to really make room for your perspective, make room for your feelings, really want to be able to see him pushing himself out of the way for a moment just to hear from you. And you should be doing the same for him. But if it's not up for discussion and it's pretty much, a wrap, that's not happening, sorry, and he doesn't really want to tune in to where you are emotionally on that issue, then that's not a good indicator. So you really want to look for that. And the other piece is you want to look to see how thick is this love thing? How real is this love thing? Who is it more important to? We always tell people that when you're dealing with issues where you come to a conflict or to a head on something, who is really passionate about this? No, this really needs to be this way. I really blah 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 blah. And usually the other person who doesn't have much passion around it needs to be able to make room for the other person. But this is the caveat here. You're talking about bringing another life into the world. So this is not about, I use this example about who's it more important to a lot of times when my husband and I have talked about education and where our kids are going to go to school, and those things are important, but this is about bringing another life into the world. So this takes the cake. You really want to be on one accord. And as great as he is, if you're not able to fulfill your maternal longing, you're wanting to bring life into the world, that's going to be a huge blow to you if that's something that's really important to you. As a mother, as a woman, I completely understand that. And for him, as a man, if he's got children and how they're in college, he really is far removed from raising anybody.
Yeah, he's 41.
And, so he's really not feeling that. And if that's important to him, that he really not have to deal with that, then he really should have the right to be able to exist that way.
Yeah, he should not have a child for you, and you should not have a child for him.
But here's the thing. I think the thing that's interesting is that if you guys are really truly aligned and you get along really well and you really are good for each other, I'll put it like this. My husband and I, we have 4 children. And we've talked about a 5th, and for a number of reasons. And there's a desire that's still in me, and it's not necessarily as maybe full blossomed as yours, as you describe it. I've always wanted another child, but I'm a mother, and I see little babies, and I'm like, oh boo, and so he's like, yeah, I'm not sure about that. But if it were so that it was really, really important to me, and it's something I really, really wanted, I don't know that you would, and I'm kind of processing this, y'all, as I'm talking it through. I don't know that you would shut it down and be like, well, no, it's not happening. If you really saw like, wow, this is something that's inside of Iyanna. She really wants to have another baby. And so you might begin to consider it, I'm asking, and say, okay, so how it comes down to, finances, and it comes down to the taking care of the child, just having a new baby. We've been through this 4 times, maybe even talking about what's going to happen in terms of just some of those daily activities that have to go on with the kid, with the new baby, and wanting to make sure that you share and express the things that maybe bring you anxiety, like I'm just really not feeling the whole whatever, getting up in the middle of the night. So I would need you to really be patient with me on that, because I don't know that I can step it up with baby number 5 like I was with number 1. I'm not going to tap out on it, but I can't be the same. I'm wondering. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and I'll
if you have an intense connection,
see, that's different.
Well, I don't know if that's different, because she's saying this is the perfect man, and so I don't know how long they've been together. I don't know that piece, but if there's an intense connection there, and there's an intense, really, there's that love is there, that bond is there, then I don't know that. I think, I just feel. Now, you might just tell me, like, Iyanna, no, you ain't all that.
No, I mean, it's as simple as this. I just think
that if you felt that from me, that you would struggle with it, we would talk about it, you would wrestle with it, but you would.
I would.
You would find a way to make room for it, because it would not crush you as much to have another child, as it would to crush me to not. You understand what I'm saying?
I mean, I do understand, but what I'm saying is that like the circumstances and the situation is totally different. The dynamics are different in our situation than in their situation. So if you're
I'm
coming
talking
to
about if it
me
was just a straight
with
up
that,
having a baby, just straight.
I know, but what I'm saying is that if you're coming to me and proposing or suggesting that we have another child, because you're my wife,
Yeah.
I give it extra consideration.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I'm a pay extra attention to you emotionally. I'm gonna validate the desire. I'm gonna be there for you, whether
But
I don't want to
they're
or
at the
whether
place
I
where they
do
can
want to.
decide whether they want to go further with this relationship or not.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, if I was in their shoes, then if he's strong and resolute on his position, and she's strong and resolute on hers, then I mean,
But they may not be. That's all I'm saying. That the resolution may not be. They may not just be standing strong on it, because they may say, you know, it's something I wanted, but it's not. I can give in this area because I have never ever found anyone like you, my Lord. But you got to be careful. I will say, I would lean
yeah,
to what my husband is saying because, again, the great point that he brings up is that we're talking about an established relationship here. And we have quite a bit of history. And, you know, we in this thing and we're already married for many years. And when you're starting out, you do have the opportunity to see things for what they are. You say, yeah, you know that people can change, but just understand, like my husband said, when someone tells you what they feel and they tell you a truth that seems to you to not be what you really want to hear, don't bet or bank on someone changing. You need to take it for what it is. So, unfortunately, this may not be the perfect match you thought it was. Perhaps it will work out. I don't know. But those are one of those things. Those are one of those things. This is one of those things that oftentimes for people is a non-negotiable. When folks want to have children or have a child and the other partner, it's clear that they don't. Many people, and we've counseled some of them, part ways because they just cannot come to an understanding on it, and it's that big a deal. So don't minimize your desire and your heart, and
he shouldn't minimize
respect his as well. Stop playing, start pushing.